Good morning, everyone. I was just wanting to come on and say hi and show you a little something I thought of the other day. I thought it was a really cute idea, this little folio to make anyone's day. I hope everyone is doing great, staying safe, healthy, positive. I was just thinking this folio for Mother's Day would be awesome, although it could be for any day. It doesn't necessarily have to be for Mother's Day. It would just be for someone to make their day. And it could be for a birthday. It could be for... It's super simple. It's super cheap. And all I used was two 12 by 12s and one 8.5 by 11. Now this is... I'm using my own kids' photos when they were young, just so that you could get the idea of what I am talking about. Of course, it doesn't have to be about kids. It could be a new pet you got. If you don't have children, it could be a bird, a cat, a dog. Even if you don't have a pet, maybe the person that you're sending it to likes flowers, and you could cut them out of magazines. It doesn't have to be expensive. You could just take something really pretty, get maybe their favorite flower or whatever it is you think they'd like. Maybe a joke, maybe a little story. You could put a letter in there, tuck a little letter in there, just catching them up with the current events of your family, if it's growing, if you got a new baby, if you got a new dog, a cat, anything in the lines of making someone's day. And the reason I thought of this is I thought of elderly people. They're in homes, they're in retirement homes, and everyone needs to be make someone's day. And this is why I thought of this. This doesn't necessarily have to be anything, you know, uh, expensive. Maybe it's someone that can't have many things in the home, so you sent them little pictures. You could always write something on the back. Maybe this was Halloween, and my kids, once upon a time, their Halloween. You could, write what year it was, how old they are, and I'm pretty sure that would make anyone's day. Uh, Reason I thought was my children send me pictures of my grandbabies, and I love it. And what I do is I pick out my favorite ones, and which is mostly all of them, but I print them out and I either put them in a picture frame or I put them in a memory board I have in front of where I work, and it's my inspiration. I have my kids, my grandbabies. I have, and that's... I can do that. But I felt older people can't. You don't understand phones. If they get a picture, they probably won't be able to print it out. So I thought this way, instead of sending it through the phone, where most of the time they find it difficult. I find it difficult sometimes to get stuff out of my phone. So I could only imagine they would like the pictures, but in a phone it'd be difficult for them to print out if they're in a retirement home, convalescent, any place that they're at. And because of the COVID, everything is controlling, and the children can't go. They can't see them as often as they want to. If you're a college student and you're away at college, your parents are always going to want to see pictures of you, what you do throughout your day, your friends, anything new, exciting news, how you're doing in school. That's where the little letter comes in. And you can decorate this as keeping in mind that this is going to go through the mail. You can decorate it, thinking about flat things to put in. I put on here the 3 butterflies from the paper pack, but you could think of flat things like this. You could also put, oh, sorry about that, these little flowers that you could... I got mine reduced it to 124, the clearance. This could be super, super inexpensive. And I'm going to show you how easy this is and how super easy it is to make the envelope. I left it without gluing just so that I could explain it to you. So I'm going to start with this one. This is a 12 by 12. And you score it. Of course, you could make this whatever size you want. It doesn't, I'm just giving you the idea. You score it 4 and 8. And then you flip it around and you score it. Maybe you want it 7, maybe you want it 6. But I chose 9 because it was a nice size. Flip it over and you measure whatever, excuse me, whatever size you want. And then you score it down that way. Then you flip it back towards you again and you cut the bottom. Let me give you an idea so that you can see what I'm talking about. This one came out backwards, that's why I didn't use it. But this would be the open paper. When you turned around, you scored at 4 and 8, you turn it around and you score at whatever size you want. Maybe 6 or 7 or 8. Score there. Flip it around. And then you fold this up. And you're going to cut these here. You're going to cut this score line on either side of your score. See how this is? You're going to score it on this side and on this side. Up to your score line from here. You fold these up. I folded mine back on itself. Like here. I folded it back on itself. Added 2 little grommets. And these, instead of cutting it off, I folded it onto itself just to get a clean lip on either side. And you can stick whatever coordinating paper you have, a little bit of lace. Of course, this could be for a gentleman. This could be for an uncle. This could be for your dad. I know my dad was a single dad of 7, and he was my mom and dad. So, yeah, that could also be. It could basically be for anyone. And print out your little pictures. Print out anything you want to let them know that you're thinking about them. A joke, a story, anything that you would want to express to them. It would give them so much joy just to know that you took the time to send them something so important to them as far as family, or that you were just thinking about them. I think that's very, very nice. Nowadays it's nice to make people feel good and think positive. Think positive. If you are children away at college, send your parents pictures, write to them, and let them know you're thinking about them too, because parents are always thinking about you. And it is so simple as closing it over. Only thing on one side, it could be either one or the other. Take a smidge. A smidge, I don't know what a smidge is. I call a smidge a very tiny bit off of either side, one side, so that when you fold it onto itself, it won't close on the other lap. It won't catch here. So you just fold it onto itself, add a simple decoration. Like I said, keeping in mind about mail. If it's thin enough, you can send it through regular mail, and you won't be charged anything, just a regular stamp. But always make sure with your postal, with USPS, always ask questions and see if, how much it weighs. I'm sure if you stick to a standard size envelope, you won't have a problem. And keeping, thin things, it'll be okay. It'll be fine. It's super inexpensive. Just 2 12 by 12 pieces of paper and one 8.5 by 11. There you go. Okay, so then the next 12 by 12, or if you're making something smaller, all you need is an 8.5 by 11, because this is how I measured. And you can make an envelope for anything this way. I put it on here first on the scoreboard, and I scored 1 notch over here, scored 1 notch over here. Then I took this out, flipped it around. Then I put this back all the way up to the top, and I scored 1 notch here and 1 notch here. That's it. So then I put it over. I cut off just a little bit. I don't hate measuring. So I just took off a little bit. Like, let's say this is it here. I took off maybe like 3/8 and more or less on the other side. You see they're not the same size. So then you cut from here to here, from here to here, and the same thing on this side. Then what you're going to do is fold this on in, fold this here, and fold it down. I did little whatchamacallits here around the edges. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to. And then it fits right in here, right there. Super simple. If you keep the closure small, it won't have a problem going through the mail. And on the outside, I wouldn't suggest putting anything on the outside because it runs through these little whatchamacallits, the mail, and maybe it'll catch and rip something off. So try to keep everything on the inside of your envelope. And that's it. It's super easy, super inexpensive to make someone's day. And I just wanted to share that. The elderly people are in their homes, retirement homes. Maybe they live in their homes, but you could always send something just to remind them that you're thinking of them. And I thought that would be something awesome. You know, most of the time, fast-paced life, we seem to forget a little bit about our elderly people, be it an aunt, an uncle, a sister, anybody. You can write to them, send them a little something, have your kids finger paint, maybe finger painting, something they did at school, anything that you find cute. You write a little note on the back, letting them know what was going on. And yeah, and that I thought that would be a great idea, just because of everything that we're going through right now. It's a difficult situation for a lot of people. They can't get up and about as much as they want to, and it's understandable. That is all that I wanted to say, and I want you to have a great day. Thank you for stopping by. Bye-bye.